I'm just going to show you how I would use Google Slides to create a math quiz that involves student graphing. Of course, there are a lot of ways to do this. It's just one way, and I'm not going to make anything too pretty because I want to go fast. So I always start by titling in the actual slideshow because then you can just click right up here and it titles it for you. Then I'm going to add a blank slide. And instead of adding my elements here, I'm actually going to go into the master. This just is an extra security to make sure students don't add, delete, or move things accidentally. Then I'm going to come over to my curriculum. We use Core Focus on Math, and I'm going to find the lesson that the quiz is on and just kind of prepare my visuals. You could also go to just kind of a Google search if you're just looking for a coordinate grid, whatever you need to use. I'm going to use the worksheet problems. I like to zoom in so that my screenshots are the best quality possible instead of stretching them because we want it to be as clear for them as possible. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick screenshot. I'm going to, on my Mac, do it so it's just a copy. I don't need it saved to my computer. Okay, so there I have my screenshot. And then I'm going to come back to my quiz, and I'm in the master still, and I'm going to paste it in. And now if you want to leave room for directions, of course, you should probably give a little room up top, and you can just make the directions here as well by just adding a text box and your text of what you expect of the students. So you can just put that right up here. We'll just do a little placeholder. Add your directions here. And so now I've prepped my slide. I'm going to exit out of here. I did create that on the layout that was formerly the blank layout. You could also add additional layouts and add those as well, assuming mine changed automatically because I put that right on top of the blank layout. Now I could go back in here and make another one, new layout, duplicate layout, rename layout. Okay, so there's lots of options there. So if I wanted another one, I could do it there, and then I could change it to that next one just so you can have multiples. And there I have a quiz. Now my students are coming in here and they are going to start graphing for me, and they can't move the graph, which is important because if they're moving their points and their lines, that might become difficult. So that is how I would place the problems for Google Slides. Now here is how a student then would graph their answers. I show them to come up here to shapes and plot their points first. So we're at -5. If you hold shift, you can get a perfect circle instead of an oval. And then make it some sort of bright color they like. I'm going to actually find that this has been really helpful with students learning slope because they can actually take this circle and count up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and drop it. Control copy, control paste. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and drop it. And then they're going to come up here to their line and they're going to choose an arrow. Okay, and they're just going to very carefully, maybe even 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, just to really get the line good. They're going to come right up here through their plots. And about there. Okay. And of course, we know that this line needs to have an arrow on both sides, technically, and they can do that. They'll come over here to the line start and choose that to be an arrow as well. If that is not obvious enough, they can change the weight of the line to be a thicker line. They could even change this to be the same color as their points. And there they have graphed the line for you. One of the reasons that I really like using Google Slides for our digital math is because it works so well with Google Classroom. I don't even have to open their entire slide to be able to grade it for them. I can add a mark that shows them something was missed. I can add a text box that explains to them what was missed. I could add a comment just like you can on any other assignment. It just makes it really easy to communicate with them in ways that if they used a PDF and then I had to come in and use a third-party application like Cami, it's just not as easy. So that's how I do it.